Hello everybody, I'm so happy to be on this video today to chat with you about one of my favorite topics about being a Beachbody coach. But first I wanted to take the opportunity, since I am the first live speaker, to welcome you to this glimpse into coaching and thank you for your time. And I hope that so far we've piqued your interest just with the little bit that we've shared already. But I wanted to introduce myself because I know that all of you don't know me. My name is Deborah Baska, and I am a wife and mother, wife of, 22 years, mom of 26-year-old and a, she's going to be 21 in November, and then a 19-year-old. So we have 2 in college. We have 1 that's getting married next year. And we have dogs. We have 2 dogs right now, and I'm foster mama to 2 little puppies. So there's lots going on in the Baska household right now. But I'm also 49 years old, and I've been a Beachbody coach for 6 years. And I am a full-time Beachbody coach. And before I was in Beachbody, I was in a corporate career. I was a vice president and a senior leadership team of a corporation here in Kansas City. I did that for almost 20 years. And kind of, I don't know, it seems like God kind of puts things in front of us when we need them. I was at a point in my career where I was really not happy, and I was really looking ahead to the next 20 years thinking, is this it? What I've been doing for 20 years, I've been at the same company for 20 years, that's what the next 20 years of my life looks like. And I was really, really, really unhappy. I had those Sunday night blues, that you get before you go back to work on Monday. I had that starting on like Saturday morning. And I just had so much anxiety and just stress going into my work. There was a lot of things that were just making me really unhappy there. And I think I was mostly just feeling like I was, 42-ish, 41, 42. And I'm like, this is it. It was never what I intended to do for the rest of my life, yet here I was spending my whole life doing it. So, but anyway, so before I had found Beachbody, we had been a customer. My husband and I were customers. We had great results with P90X, and then I had gone on to do more of the workout programs and loved working out at home. I had never worked out at home before. I thought it was, I thought home workout programs were kind of putsy. And I considered myself, not to mention I hadn't worked out for 10 years prior to P90X. But, when I was in my heyday, I considered myself pretty much of a tough woman, when it comes to working out. So these at-home workout programs. But P90X, it really is a challenging workout program. And even though we hadn't been working out for 10 years, we were able to do it and do it at our appropriate fitness level, and then actually ended up getting in amazing shape. So I became a huge fan of at-home workout programs, loved Beachbody, loved the trainers. I did Tony Horton, then I did Shanti, and then I did Shalene. And it was about that time when just somebody on Facebook started talking to me, asking me how I was doing with my workouts. And, from there, she offered me a sample of Shakeology. And from there, I found out that, well, if I'm going to drink Shakeology, which I really loved, and I loved how it fueled my body, if I'm going to do it, then I can get a discount. I can get a 25% discount. And you know what? Why wouldn't I want to do that? But I was also just a teeny bit intrigued by the business opportunity. I didn't really know if things like that would work for me, things like that, that coaching thing. But I was a little bit intrigued, and I just thought, it's something that I can talk about. It's something that I already do. It's not like I have to learn this whole new lingo and all that. So I signed on, and I told my husband, I'm not really going to do much with the business. I mean, that's not my intent. And I told my sponsor that too. And I'd say within 30 days, I had been bitten by the bug of just the positivity in the coaching community, and just how it just held me so accountable to my own fitness goals. And it made me feel good. It really made me feel good. And I got into some of the new coach training and found that it really was pretty simple, and that I could actually do it before I went to work in the morning, and I could do it a little bit on my lunch. I could do it when I got home, and I was like, yeah, and this is fun. I'm at my job all day long, and that's not really fun, but this is fun. So that's how I got started into it. And, it was such a, I don't know, like I said, my things kind of came to a head at my corporate career. And fortunately, I already had started working on my Beachbody business for about 6 months. And so I had been making some progress and seeing that, when you do these things that they tell you to do, and people respond, and people do need these products. And I know I have, I'm like a walking billboard, and my husband's like a walking billboard. And so I started, working my business really, really intentionally to the point where I knew I didn't want to have to go back to corporate America. I didn't want to get another job doing what I had been doing for 20 years. And I've just done what I've been told to do by the people that have been successful in this business. And now Team Dare to Dream is one of the top teams in the network. We have been a top 100 team all 5 years. This is our 6th year, but for 5 years running, we are a 5-time elite team, if you know what that means. I'm a 10-star diamond and a 2-star in my second business center. So, that's just a lot of accolades, but, it's just amazing that buying that workout program from that infomercial just led to all of this. And so that's why I want to talk to you about why you don't have to be a salesperson to do this business, because I am only making, I'm basically, like I said, my husband and I are walking, talking billboards for what Beachbody has done in our lives. And, whenever you're recommending something that you really believe in, think about it. I recommended yesterday when I was on a call, I recommended the Bai Bubbles, that drink, the water, the flavored water. I was recommending that. I was talking about it. I don't get paid for that. So, but I still recommend it. When I sometimes I'll do videos and I'll share the hair products that I use or the makeup that I'm using. People ask me, where did I get my glasses? We're recommending things all the time, and we don't get paid for it, right? And so we feel that, but as soon as, sometimes as soon as we kind of get into something like this, like, where we're actually in a business where, we're recommending products that we fully, wholeheartedly believe in, but we also stand to gain monetarily from that, then we start to feel like, oh, now people are going to think I just want to sell them something. So I think it's really all up in our head is what I'm telling you. And I was at the same place because believe you me, I worked in the sales organization in my other company, in my corporate company. And I would see the sales reps, they would go out and they would build their businesses and they would make amazing money. They made amazing commissions. And I never wanted to do that because I never wanted to have that much at risk. I liked having I know what I'm getting paid every 2 weeks, and I don't want to have to go out and try to sell people on stuff, and I don't want the money that I bring in for my family to be based on what I can sell, because I'm just not comfortable with that, so I never wanted to sell anything. And so, the fact that I'm now, yes, when you are in a direct selling business like this, you are selling things you are exchanging products for money. Yes, that's one of the ways you get paid. But you know what? It's like I've said before, I can't, I wouldn't, for me personally, I would never go and be a part of another direct sales company because, I believe in these products. I love, I use Rodan and Fields on my face, and I have some unique makeup products, and I like them, and I have Mary Kay and all that, and I can tell you the products that I use, I can recommend those things, but for me, I wouldn't want to go and make that be my business because you're asking people to buy things, that they may or may not really need, right? And that to me kind of feels like sales, same thing with, anything. But with health and fitness, let me tell you, 1 in 3 adults in our country are overweight or obese. 1 in 3. 1 in 3 children are overweight or obese. We have diabetes is on the rise. This is a national, if not international, health crisis. Look at how healthcare is the top billing of our news stories, and what a controversy it is with the the healthcare and government healthcare and all that. I mean, this is something that people need. If you have a body, you need to take care of your body. And, Beachbody is not the only way you can do that. I don't even say that, I don't profess that it is. But it's a way I know that works. It has worked for me. It has worked for my husband. It works for my kids. It works for my parents. It's worked for hundreds and thousands of my customers and my team. So it's something that I know, okay, we have a problem in this country, and we have a problem in the UK for all of those, we're going into the UK this fall. Yay! And the UK has a problem with it too. We're in Canada as well. I mean, obesity and being overweight and diseases of lifestyle choice, like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, like high cholesterol, like high blood pressure, heart disease, these things are all an epidemic in our country. And, our CEO, Carl Deichler, his mission is to end the trend of obesity. I mean, when you wake up every day and you're asking people if you can help them with that issue, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that's not asking people to buy lipstick. And again, those of you that do I know I've only left with you because I know you work super hard, but that's just what I'm saying. How I'm saying to you, how we are not salespeople. We cannot be apologetic about offering to help people. It's like if you see somebody that's fallen down on the sidewalk, do you, and maybe they've twisted their ankle, do you, as a good Samaritan, do you walk by and just like, or do you reach down and say, hey, can I give you a hand? Do you need some help? Well, I think most of us would probably, reach down and give them a hand, right? But that's what we do as Beachbody coaches. We see that there's problems. I have puppies running around the house here. We see that there's problems. We see that people have issues, and sometimes we don't even know. And so that's the other thing. I offer to help anybody. I will send a message to somebody and say, hey, I'm getting ready to start a new challenge group. Do you have any fitness goals you'd like to work on? That's all I do. That's all I do. And I will send that to somebody whether or not I think that they do or don't, because you never know. Everyone that has a body needs to take care of it. Some people are overweight and need to get into a program. Some people are already fit. They're just looking for a new way to challenge their body. Some people are, they're at their desired weight, but they want to have more muscle definition. I mean, we just don't know. Everyone that has a body needs to take care of it. And so that's why I love doing what I do, because you can tell me no, that you don't have any fit goals, or you can tell me you're doing something else, or you can tell me that you don't want to do the programs that I have. But most of the time, people are working on some kind of fit goals, or they wish they were working on some kind of fit goals, or they were and they fell out of it. So it's one of those things that, we cannot be apologetic about what we do. There's just no way, because I know we have something that works, so I feel 100% confident about that. And I know that, if you have a body, you need to take care of it. So, you just may be interested in what I have to offer. Another thing that we have with Beachbody is we have this thing called the 4 vital behaviors. And so this is another way that, if you're thinking about this, I'm just going to be selling stuff. I mean, I never ever think of it that way. If anything, this is something that Carl Deichler said at our summit. We just had our big annual summit, and some of you may have seen that. It was this big, our annual event, and we had this big super workout. It was in New Orleans, out on the street in front of the Mercedes Dome. Like for a mile, we closed the streets down, and we had 20,000 coaches out there working out. It was really amazing. I mean, if that trips your trigger, see, that's really why I wanted to be a coach. Once I found out that they had that thing, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to go there. But he said, we are not a network that's all about making sales. We're a network that's about achieving results. So, I don't want to sell you a bag of Shakeology if you're not going to drink it. I don't want to get you signed up for Beachbody On Demand if you're not going to use it. What really excites me is I want you to have results, and that's what I wake up every day. I'm like, okay, we see these Beachbody, like we have this annual, you can submit your results and you can win monthly, actually like weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual prizes. And we had our big annual prize in New Orleans. Each winner won $100,000. And I'm like, that's what I would love to do, is help somebody change their lives like that. That's the results that we're looking for. Selling you a bag of Shakeology that you're never going to drink and you're never going to use again, it just serves no purpose. That's just not what we're interested in doing. So we are a network about results. And if you think about our goal of ending the trend of obesity, they go hand in hand, right? They go hand in hand. So I was going to tell you about the 4 vital behaviors. So number 1 is be a product of the product. So again, if you're, whether or not you're setting up as a coach to work the business like I do, or you're setting up to be more accountable to your own fitness, be a product of the product. So do the workouts, drink your Shakeology. Do you have to do only Beachbody workouts? No, of course not. I ran this morning. So I probably won't do my scheduled Beachbody workout for today because it's a speed workout and I don't need to do more speed today. We have CrossFitters, we have Zumba enthusiasts, we have triathletes. Our Beachbody performance line, which is our Recover, our pre-workout, and our post-workout supplements, are the official performance line products of the Ironman North America. I think that's a great endorsement. These athletes put themselves through a lot. And for them to say, we believe so much in what you guys have that we want to make that be our official performance line products, I think that's pretty cool. We have all kinds, but as a coach, yes, I want to make sure that I am doing the Beachbody programs. That's what I do personally for my own fitness. I run, but really the way I stay in shape, the way I have my muscles, is I work out at home and I do my programs because they work. So be a product of the product. Number 2 is personal development. Now, when you grow your mind, you're going to grow so much as a person, whether or not you ever become a Beachbody building coach, right? So one of the things that I did when I was a new coach, before I even knew that I wanted to grow up and be a real life Beachbody coach someday, I was still kind of just feeling it out, but I got into the new coach training and they said, you got to do this thing called personal development. You got to read these books and you got to listen to some audios. And I'm like, okay, that is not what I want to do in my free time. But you know what? I was just talking to one of my new coaches today, Vicky, and she's like, I started reading the book you recommended and already my mind is changing, and she's only a chapter and a half in. And I said, you will find that you become addicted to this stuff because it's like your mind just starts growing and the way you look at the world starts changing, and your relationships get better and the way you feel about yourself gets better. When you come and really with our challenge groups, our fitness challenge groups, sometimes I will recommend personal development reading in those too, because weight loss and changing your body, it's about, you've really got to make that mental shift up here first. And so be a product of the product and personal development every single day. The next vital behavior is invite. Invite people. So here's the thing. Somebody invited you to this call. Maybe it was me, maybe it was a different coach. Somebody invited you to do one of our fitness challenges. Somebody invited me to try Shakeology. So that's the thing. Sometimes, I'll have a new coach and they're doing great on social media. They're posting about their workouts every day. It's really great. And I'll say, but are you asking anyone to join you? And they're not, because that's kind of the scary part. But really, you know what? I have found, because I felt the same way. I'm like, oh, I don't want to ask because what if they say no? Well, you know what? What if they say no? What if they say yes? And I found that when people, a lot of people say no, not now, not interested, or I'm doing something else. People are really, really nice about it though. They don't ever say get lost. They're just like, oh, thank you so much for thinking of me, but I have a really great program going on now. But the people that say yes, sometimes that really surprises you. And sometimes people are watching you, they'll say, oh yeah, I saw you post about that. I thought that looked really interesting. And I'm thinking, well, if you saw me post about it, and I said in my post, do you want to do it? Why didn't you say, yeah, I want to know more? They're waiting to be asked, right? We're all kind of, in general, I don't know, people, we just like to be asked, right? It just makes us feel good. And I'm telling you, that has helped me grow as a person so much because I'm an introvert. I'm a raging introvert. And that just means, I'm not super great at social conversation, being around people, although I love people, I love you guys, but being around people a lot or big crowds kind of zaps my energy. And so, I really had to learn how to do conversation, right? It wasn't my forte. And what I found was that just by asking people, do you have something I can help you with? It's just grown me as a person so much. I've learned so much about just building relationships. And see, the thing about it is when you go into a conversation and your desire is to help and build a relationship, not the sale. The sale will come down the road somewhere, maybe not with that person, but somewhere. That'll all take care of itself if you go into it with the mindset of, I'm here to help and I'm here to be your friend. And so no matter what somebody says to me, I'm always going to say at the end, good luck. I keep me posted on your results. I'm here if you ever need me. That's what we do. We help people. We don't sell stuff. We help people change their lives. And the fourth vital behavior is recognition. And I tell you, I love to give shout outs. I love to give hollahs. So, even if you don't have any customers, you could still holla, and people, they're like, wow, she is so amazing. I can't believe that she shouted me out for that. Or that was so thoughtful of her. So, I love the fact that our vital behaviors to be successful as a coach, be a product of the product, right? Be a product of the product yourself, because if you're not, then you are selling stuff. If you aren't using the products, then you are selling stuff because you have no personal, if you're not going to use them, then why would anybody else, right? Personal development, I'm telling you, I've had coaches tell me, if nothing else comes of this business, the personal growth I've had from the personal development has been totally worth it. Number 3, invite. Just ask people if you can be their friend, if you can help them, if they need anything. Build relationships. And number 4, recognize. Spread the love. So I hope that answers some questions for you about why this isn't a salesy type of thing. Like I said at the beginning, yes, there is a point where there is a product or a service that exchanges hands for money. But every single business has an aspect of sales. Otherwise there's some kind of service or product exchange for money. That's called business. If there isn't some kind of exchange of money, then it's not a business, is it? That's not a business. And we're definitely not a not-for-profit. We do free groups. We offer a lot of value, mainly to add value, to help people understand that, we're here to help, to give them a taste of what our community is like once they get into a real-life challenge group. But so that's really how, for me, I had all the same concerns that you might have about selling stuff. It's not something I've ever wanted to do. I didn't wake up one day and say I want to go sell stuff. I didn't wake up one day and say I want to be in a network marketing business, because that was just not something that I ever thought was something one should aspire to be. But now that I'm doing it, I have to tell you, I would never do anything else. I would never go back to corporate America. I would never go back to having a boss, having those annual reviews, having those objectives given to me, having, to be at my desk a certain amount of time every day and have a certain amount of PTO. Like, for instance, my husband had surgery yesterday. I don't have to worry about, do I have the time to take off? If I take my PTO for him, that's one less day we can take off at Christmas. I just take it off. I'm fostering puppies, and I could never do that if I was working in an office job, because puppies need a lot of attention during the day, right? And so, just the freedom of time that I have doing what I do is, I would never trade it for anything else. And, some people make a little money in this type of a business, and some people make a lot. I've been fortunate that I have made, we are able to live this lifestyle as full-time Beachbody coaches. My husband's a coach as well. My daughter's a coach. So, it's just runs the whole gamut. So you can come into this, if you think that making a few extra bucks would be fun and, I could use some Christmas cash, then that's great. You get in here and you love it and you're like, wow, I have a knack for this. Then we go all the way. Or you come into it and you just say, I want to be a part of that tribe. I want to be a part of that team Dare to Dream, because I just love how they're so connected and they help each other and they stay accountable. I need that in my life. That's cool too. So whatever, any questions you have about this, please be sure to post them below. I'm going to let you go because I promised I wouldn't take too long, and I know I've already taken more time than I expected. But we'll be on later today, and we're going to talk later today about how you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be at your perfect fitness level before you become a coach. So stay tuned for that, and have a great day.